Okay, just to start, a few updates. As far as injuries, we'll be ruling out DJ Chark, and then Adam Thielen will be questionable. And then the only other update is really that there's no further updates with the Brian Burns situation. So we've talked a lot about it this week, and really I have nothing else to say at this point. So open it up from there.
At wide receiver, you obviously can elevate Derek Wright from the practice squad. Is that kind of what you're looking at right now?
Yeah, there's a couple different scenarios, if we need to go that route. So we'll see how Adam does over the next, day or two, and, over the next day, see how he responds, see kind of what we need to do. Talk to him later today and figure out what, if any, moves we need to make.
I know there's no update on Burns' situation, but how did he look in practice this week?
He looked good. He looked good in practice.
Based on him practicing 3 days and from what you've been told and heard, not speaking for Brian, but would you anticipate him being on the field on Sunday?
No updates. Appreciate and respect the question, but no further updates.
When we last talked to you, you weren't sure if he was even in practice, I don't think. So, respectfully, I guess there's been some update in that piece of this. What about Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, it's we said Brian's handled it like a pro. He's practiced. We had the 1 or 2 days where he didn't. Other than that, it's been the same course of business. He's been the professional that he is. So I'm just going to leave it at that.
As a coach, Frank, do you just want to ask him and say, hey, am I going to have you for Sunday? So you know?
Yeah. No further updates.
How confident do you feel in the depth of that position?
Feel very confident. Feel very confident in our team. Excited about our team. Listen, everybody wants a full squad out there, and no injuries to deal with or no absences to deal with. But this is the NFL. Like we've said it, you guys know it equally as much as I do. This is just normal life in the NFL. So we get ready to play, and when we get there Sunday, the guys that are there will go out and do everything we can do to win a football game.
How have you seen Jonathan kind of elevate his game so far in practice, especially now that he's going to get a lot more reps this upcoming Sunday?
The first part of that?
Have you seen Jonathan elevate his game, knowing that he's obviously about to get a lot more reps this Sunday?
Yeah, and expect him and everyone, right? I mean, it's week one. I mean, we're going to elevate our game, right? I mean, but that comes from what we do in practice. And so the more work we get in practice, the more ready we are to let that show on game day.
Frank, who are your starting outside linebackers if Brian does not play Sunday?
I'm not going to go into that right now. We'll address that, as needed.
I know this is kind of like a deja vu situation of you coming in and starting the season against Atlanta. I know you talked about wanting to go on the field with Dom when you first get there. Is there like kind of a plan in place that makes this different than?
Good question. I've thought about should there be a plan, shouldn't there be a plan. I don't think there's going to be a plan. Maybe we'll walk out together. It's probably just more likely going to be on the sideline right before the game starts. That's what I guess, just because I know how things are before the game and what it looks like when we're all going, our routines and what my routine is. So more likely it'll just be on the field before the game, right before the game starts.
Frank, do you have an idea who will handle your returns?
We're still working through that. We're still, we got some good depth there that we feel good about. Obviously Amir's done that. Raheem's done that. So we're still working through that.
How have you been able to kind of get those 3 guys that you claimed off waivers kind of involved in the system over the last few days?
Yeah, they've done a great job. Just diving in. It's not complete, as you guys know. It's not completely unusual. Sometimes you got to do that during the season, and it's just a question of language. And so when that happens, what the normal course of business is, you limit the role. You just say, okay, you don't have to have the whole playbook at once. Here, you just take it in small chunks, and I've done a good job with that.
We saw on the unofficial depth chart that Ricky's kind of the swing tackle right now. Obviously, Throckmorton's got experience there. Is there like a certain strategy with how you kind of deal with backups with those numbers?
Yeah, Campy does a great job, cross-training all those guys. So, Throckmorton has a lot of experience, at different positions. Ricky's look good. So I really lean on Campy. You know, we sit and talk all the time. You know, we had a long conversation. We've had several long conversations this week, you know, about how we're going to handle the eighth offensive lineman. What are all the combinations? What if go through each starter? What if a guy gets dinged? What's the rotation? Are we moving pieces or just subbing a piece? And the advantage I have working with a guy like Campy, you know, I'm pretty much just saying, what's the next move? You know, we talk through it. He tells me how he feels about it. 99% of the time, I'm going to follow his lead.
All right, good, couple more.
How do you plan to work in Miles? Because obviously he didn't play in the preseason. Do you hold him back a little bit, or any type of workload management, or just let him go?
I think we'll go into the game thinking like he's full, you know, 100%. Whatever his full load would be, you know, we've always envisioned there being a little bit of a rotation. He'll be the main guy. You know, Miles will be the main guy, but like we're not planning on, you know, him carrying every carry. You know, we want to mix it up, keep him fresh. You know, he's such a weapon, and you know, want to be smart and pace that over the whole season.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thank you, everybody.